In today's video, Dana White considers signing Jake Paul to the UFC. 4 huge fights are announced for UFC 276 and UFC 277. Tony Ferguson discusses his mindset ahead of the Michael Chandler bout. Daniel Cormier previews Justin Gaethje vs. Charles Oliveira. And Julianna Pena takes shots at Amanda Nunes. Let's roll.
All right, let's get this show started.
Dana White has repeatedly shot down even the thought of Jake Paul fighting in the UFC until now. On the Pivot podcast, the UFC president noted that he's actually thinking about it. White admitted that the signing is actually quite intriguing. At the end of the day, the kid wants to fight here. He doesn't want to fight here because he doesn't believe we pay guys. He wants to fight here because this is where the money is, regardless of what he says. I would never say never. I don't know. I mean, I look at it sometimes and it's kind of intriguing, but it kind of goes against what I do. I really do bring the best of the best in. I've tried to do a couple of those celebrity things with some WWE guys. Some worked, some didn't, but I wouldn't say no. I did Mayweather McGregor when I said I would never do it. The UFC War Room has a list of all the upcoming events and fights, and the room is considered to be top secret. Yet, when Dana White recently did the Pivot podcast, the interview was held in the War Room. During the interview, some future fights were displayed on a board in the background, and one of the biggest was Nate Diaz vs. Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 276. Here's a photo of the board. Along with Diaz vs. Chimaev, the board shows UFC 276 featuring Israel Adesanya facing Cannonier in the main event for the middleweight title, while the co-main event would be Diaz Chimaev. The rest of the main card is Sean Strickland vs. Alex Pereira, Lauren Murphy vs. Miocic Tate, Sean O'Malley vs. Pedro Munhoz, and Robbie Lawler vs. Brian Barberena. Another fight displayed on the board is Paddy Pimblett vs. Ottman Azaitar for the July 23rd event. Also on Tuesday, Chimaev took to Twitter to send the following message to Nate Diaz. "Let's fight, skinny, at Nate Diaz." Another photo shows that a highly anticipated heavyweight matchup between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic is being targeted for UFC 277 on July 30th. The rest of the main card is Derek Lewis vs. Sergey Pavlovich and Magomed Ankalaev vs. Anthony Smith. What do you guys think of these matchups, and which one are you most looking forward to? Let us know in the comments section. Tony Ferguson will enter UFC 274 opposite Michael Chandler. Tony is on a 3-fight losing streak and has decided to have his old university wrestling coach be a part of his camp. Speaking to UFC Countdown, Ferguson said a big focus on the camp has been his wrestling, as he's going back to his roots to secure the win. "I wasn't able to perform my best abilities during my training camps. I was more afraid of everybody else learning my trade and learning what I've got because I like that little bit of mysterio. I've been to the top, I've been to the bottom, but I don't want to lose again. So I'm going back to my wrestling roots, brought back by my old coach from Grand Valley State University, Coach Dave Mills. Brought him back to kick my ass. It's working really well, getting my legs back in shape. Chandler's not going to know what to do." What do you guys make of Tony Ferguson's comments? Who do you think wins this one, Chandler or Ferguson? Let us know in the comments section. Charles Oliveira will look to defend the lightweight title for the second time against Justin Gaethje at UFC 274 on May 7th. Speaking on the most recent episode of the DC and RC show, Daniel Cormier shared his thoughts on the matchup and discussed the new Charles Oliveira. Here's the clip.
the new Charles Oliveira. He is a stone cold killer. I mean, dude's a killer. He will literally walk you down like a cyborg. He goes forward. He's face first. He takes whatever you give him to get to the position that can help him dominate. Now, Gaethje is very aware. That's one thing people don't understand about Justin, is for as good of a fighter as he is, he's much more smart than people give him credit for. He knows where to fight and how to fight. I know it seems like he's just in there giving one, taking one, giving one, taking one, until eventually he wears his guys down. But the dude knows how to set traps. He knows how to really make reads on his opponents to make them make mistakes, which ultimately he capitalizes on over and over and over again. Problem is, Duke Bronx doesn't really make mistakes anymore. This new Charles Oliveira, the lightweight champion of the world, the guy that has beaten Michael Chandler, the guy that has beaten Dustin Poirier, the guy that has really shown that he is the best in the world, doesn't really leave as many openings as you would think. Because after watching him in DP, it was almost by design, knowing that Dustin believed so much in his power that he would put everything into his shots, that he would ultimately get tired and he'd be able to submit him. Crazy.
On Tuesday, the historic 30th season of The Ultimate Fighter made its debut on ESPN+. Now, Julianna Pena and Amanda Nunes will prepare to square off for the bantamweight title at a date that will be determined in the near future. Speaking to Miesha Tate and Renee Paquette on the Throwing Down podcast, Pena took some shots at her rival and discussed how Nunes acted on the Ultimate Fighter 30 set. Here's the clip.
Pretty awkward. I would say that Amanda was very gracious in defeat when I won, but she won't accept it. She hasn't accepted it. She has every excuse under the sun to say, you know, my knee was messed up. My team was messed up. You know, the sun wasn't shining bright enough that day. So for me, it was very difficult because it was like a backhanded compliment, you know, and she's obviously wanted to get her belt back and everything like that. But I just wanted, and it's like, she's trying to convince me of stuff that I know is not true. And so that part is like really annoying. Well, first off, I didn't realize how much of a high maintenance diva she was. I'll just put that out there. And second, yeah, it did. It made me just want to have the fight like next week. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to go. And I just, the waiting, I think, is the most agonizing part for a fighter, having to wait. You know, you see this person in the hallway and you're ready to throttle them right then and there, but you can't. You know, you got to keep it PG and do good for your team. And you know, at the end of the day, my beef with Amanda is absolutely going to happen, and that's a given 110%. So I already know that. So I was really trying to focus on the fighters because this is about their time, their experience, their journey on The Ultimate Fighter, and I'm there to guide them and to coach them. And so I really tried to focus less attention on Amanda and more attention on my team and how I can make my team just be dominating.
Let's check out yesterday's top voted memes that were posted on MMAmemes.com. Here's what Stipe posted, earning him 3rd place. 2nd place goes to MMA Cash 1. And last but not least, the number 1 voted meme was posted by user Chuck Norris.
If you want your meme to be included in our next video, go to MMAmemes.com and create your own meme. The top 3 memes will be placed at the end of our video.
Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.